Hey, happy rainy day, everybody. Well, it's rainy here. And I love rainy days. I like when it's cool. It's such a change of pace for me because where we live it's hot and sunny most of the time. So we're getting rainier and cooler winter than normal, so I'm all excited. And yeah, I'm a weirdo because of that. I know. So we're back here with the Grateful Grasshopper, and Manhardeep Singh's book, 12 Laws of the Universe, which we're working on. And we finished the Law of Action, the last video. And that's, like I said, it is really, all of the laws work together. But to me, the Law of Action it's a key law. And I think it's a law that, a lot of people kind of forget about, or manifestation, people think, well, if I just think good things, I line up with it, it's going to happen. And that isn't the case. You have to take action at some point. And that's what that chapter was about. And I just love how it was done and how it was written. And so I hope everyone liked that one, and, really takes the time to pay attention to it and takes advantage of any opportunities that come your way so you can take action to move forward and get the things that you're, trying to manifest, or, you are manifesting. So we're going to go ahead and start with chapter 6, and this is law of cause and effect. Every action has a consequence. And later on, Manhardeep references this as, it's also kind of coined the law of karma. The principle that one's intentions and actions influence one's future is so omnipresent that it appears in many other spiritual traditions. Karma is a popular example. I believe that almost all cultures in the world have some form of you reap what you sow, what goes around comes around in their lexicon. Going back to the first universal law, which is the law of divine oneness, we know that everything we think or do is not in isolation because we are all connected energetically. Whether it is good or bad, our thoughts and actions will eventually be reflected back to us in some way. Shallow men believe in luck. Strong men believe in cause and effect. And that was by Ralph Waldo Emerson. If you want to be loved, love the people around you. If you want abundance, give generously. If you want to live a healthy life, you must eat well and exercise regularly. If this is so simple, then why do we have a hard time with it? I think the awareness of our own actions, thoughts, and intentions have a lot to do with this. When it comes to our ideas, we are often in a self-driving state, so we don't realize there's an opportunity to update them for more favorable results. Awareness is key. The problem is that we are not always aware of our thinking patterns, and that we want to know how the situation ultimately happened to us. Screaming, "Why me?" is a low vibration victim mentality, and if it is not controlled, it will continue to provide an experience that makes us feel victimized. Instead of "why me," take a deep breath, ask a more empowering question: what did I do for this? Be honest with yourself when answering this question. When we take responsibility for our situation instead of becoming their victims, we begin to see that we are not puppets. In fact, we are puppet masters. It is about taking responsibility for your life and being aware of aligning your thoughts and actions with the results you seek to achieve. Advice: look at your life and see how your intentions, thoughts, and actions contribute to what you experience. Next time, seize the opportunity to make a better decision, and then watch those negative situations turn into positive ones. And this is hard. It's simple, as they say, but it's hard to do, because looking at ourselves and taking responsibility, a lot of people say they do, but saying it and doing it are two different things. And it's a tough one for me. I do it. I actually have gotten much better at it over the years through practice. But I still find as soon as something happens, my initial response is I want to lash out and blame somebody. It's like, well, this didn't happen, or you didn't do this, or this person. And then I have to sit back and think, okay, maybe that's not the case, and that's hard. You really have to just set the ego aside and look at it for what it is. So, one of the simplest laws in the universe, the law of cause and effect, tells us that all actions have corresponding reactions. Of course, you know this when it comes to the physical aspects of the world. However, you may not have considered how this applies to the spiritual aspects of the universe. Your spiritual life affects the world around you, causing positive or negative reactions. Likewise, your physical environment affects your spirituality for better or worse. Ask yourself what kind of relationship you see between the spiritual and physical aspects and how you might want to change them. Relatively simple, this law highlights the direct relationship between actions and events. The important thing to note here is that we usually cannot see the effects immediately, but they will eventually appear. And here's where the I am an instant gratification person. So when I do something or I want something, I want it now. I am instant gratification. So as I gotten further and further into on my spirituality quest and learning as much as I can, I'm learning more and more. I've got to be patient. It's not about instant gratification in most times. Sometimes things do happen quickly, but moreover, it's over time. It's step by step. But if you stay on a path and you keep that vibration high, you do move there quicker. And you're still moving in the right direction, if that makes sense. I hope it makes sense. So what you put out there may not come back to you in that moment, but that vibration, that energy you put out there has a ripple effect. If you're coming from a place of anger or resentment, if you put that energy out there, you'll eventually be affected as a result. Literally, we do reap what we sow. Everything we experience in life is a result of a chain of events or activities. The law of cause and effect, also known as the law of karma, stipulates that every action will cause a reaction. And no matter what you put in, no matter how good or bad it is, it will come back to you. To take advantage of the power of this law, be aware of your actions and decisions. Be aware that your actions and decisions will affect not only yourself, but everyone around you. So focus on sending out only good vibrations. And, when you are, I've mentioned this before, when you're putting out like a good, good vibrations, you're generally, in a good mood, you're feeling good, you're feeling positive. If you pay attention, that does rub off on the people that are around you. So they generally will start to feel better just being around you. But if you come in with a real low energy, or you're just in a bad mood and you're putting that out there, if you pay attention, people will react to that also. You'll notice people maybe who were in a really good mood, maybe they're not in quite such a good mood anymore. It just happens naturally. It's nothing that we necessarily do even on a conscious level. So it's really important when we're around somebody who's, really in that low vibe state, we need to be aware of that and make sure we don't let that affect us, because that you do have to do on a conscious level. Because if you aren't aware of it and you're not paying attention, that ripple effect of that low vibe is going to have a negative impact on you. And then, from there, you're going to have to, figure out how to come out of that. I try really, really hard to not absorb it when I can. If it's someone who's just in a bad mood because they're in a bad mood, I will distance myself. I try to, like if it's someone who, let's say, lives in my house and they're not mad for any, they're just in a low vibe. I will, if they don't seem receptive of wanting to maybe be in a better vibe or be brought up, I have to distance myself. I will get out of the house. I'll go do my own thing. I just distance myself from that energy a little bit, because sometimes people just have to feel what they feel, and you can't change that. But I do have to protect myself. And I'm pretty aware of that. It's something I pay attention to quite a bit. As time goes on, I think I'm paying attention more and more to it. So this was a really, again, a great chapter. They're all great chapters. I think I've said it, 100 times. I absolutely love these books, and I love these laws. But we're moving through this one pretty quickly. Let's see, we have chapter 12 and then the conclusion. So we have chapter 7 through 12 and then a conclusion. I don't know if I'm going to do, I'm trying to decide if I want to do another video today to release tomorrow or not. I haven't decided that yet. But our next one is the law of compensation, and it is it's saying that, you know, you'll be compensated based on what you give. So this is a really good chapter also, again, that aren't they all? But it really gives a really good breakdown of this law, and I enjoyed it. So I will see everyone back here again. You know, for now, grasshoppers, you know, keep hopping along is what I'm doing too. I'm going to go enjoy my rainy day for now, and I'll see you guys all back again soon. Bye.